Okay, so Doug's quick bounce out of here caught me completely off guard. So I was busy doing some things. Um, Primarily just trying to set up for what I'm trying to get done. Try this. All right, I do have an echo. All right, hello, good morning. It is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023, 12:31 p.m. Um, this is not going to have anything whatsoever to do with Davinci Resolve. And at some point in time, I'll get around to everything I wanted to talk about. First thing I wanted to cover is we discussed last night, either live or in the Zoom stream, the Zoom homies chat after the stream, about if someone is blocked. If I block someone, let's just say I block uh, Bill Baggins from my channel, you guys will still see Bill Baggins' comments. Now that got verified this morning because I have an individual blocked for me, but he still showed up on Doug, and Doug actually gave him a hello to blah, blah, blah. Now, on the chat, there was no person showing up on my chat because I have said person blocked several times because said person has several accounts. Kind of thought so last night because I thought we'd experimented with that before, but it was proved last night that is good. So we're going to move on from that. You guys should still see Bill Baggins. Yes, old Bill Baggins. Good old Bill. You should still see it. I cannot. He can see it. He can comment. And life is good. All right, what are we seeing on my screen? Well, I was going to do something in Stream Deck this morning when up popped again I need to move this, don't I? Yeah, let's move this a little bit over here, maybe. See if I need to resize. I need to get with Brian Lightfoot. He sent me a really good thing that I have since lost, and I didn't get a chance to finish reading it and listening to it. So there's a new version of Stream Deck available. It says smashed a bug that caused Stream Deck to crash when disconnecting a device. This one caught my eye. Made some under the hood enhancements. Okay, that's always made me want to go do an update. Now, last time I was doing this with OBS running, I was prompted to restart OBS. So I'm going to go ahead and click install and see what happens. More than likely, more than likely, it's going to ask me to restart, which I'm not going to do. I'll just do it in a few minutes after I'm done. Next, install. So hopefully this doesn't take very long. Yep, close the applications in an attempt to restart them. Do not close the app. A reboot will be required. So that's fine. I'll do that. And then I'll hit OK. And then you can see that that is not working. Didn't work last time either. Maybe it's going to work this time. If I get disconnected, I'll be right back. All right, so now we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the magnifier for now. I can deal with that in a little bit now. Second thing, this is all about OBS. So this morning when I fired OBS, I had this wonderful message right here waiting on me that some files are missing when you last used OBS. I'll explain that in a minute. This is the file, this is the source, this is the file, and it has no location. Here's the crazy thing about that. Okay, I'm going to move this off temporarily because, and I'm going to turn off the magnifier. That file is right here. It is in my data drive, this PC, data drive D, and it clearly shows up right here. Image underscore 2267.mov. Okay, that's important to know, and the reason for that is because when I bring this back over here, I'm going to go ahead and leave, although it'll hide, and I go search directory, and I go to my D drive, it does not see that MOV file now for some reason, even though we know that MOV file is right there because this is my D drive right here. This is the file right there. When we go search directory right here, again, this PC data drive, nothing's highlighted. It's just the root directory. It is not there, which is kind of interesting. Now, I have a workaround solution to this. I really do. All I'll do is I'll take this movie right here and I will copy it, go into Davinci, go into Davinci data, which is hidden right now because of the magnifier, and I'll put it in a golf project. I'll paste it, and then that'll show up. It's right there. Then I, in theory, should be able to come back to here, search the directory, go to Davinci, go to the data, go to golfing data. Are you kidding me? That's a Tim Soul thing right there. Did I not just put that in projects? So let's get rid of that for now. I know I didn't put it in movies. I did not. I put it in golf projects, and it's not seeing it still. So this is a conundrum. Now there isn't. I think there's an update to OBS. I know there's an update to Davinci that I'm kind of holding off on for the moment, but I'm 99% sure this will go away once I figure out where this is at. So let's not do it that way. There used to be 3 dots right here where you could search. Yeah, right there. Let's go into golf projects, 2267. And there it finds it. And if I hit apply, then it's there. Now I'm going to bring up my second instance of OBS, which is this one, which is interesting that I have no clue where it's at because I had it earlier today. Now I don't have it. That's cool. It just wants the folder, not the file. Yeah, I kind of sort of remember some of that. All right, so is this my Davinci down here? It looks like it might be. Let's just go ahead and click on that. There we go. This was scene 4, media source 4, and if I click on it now, it's there because I redirected it to its proper location. I don't know why it went away to begin with, but it's good. So I'm here so that I can have the twist of Daily Davinci and show a little bit again about OBS. In a roundabout way, someone reached out going way around the barn for help. I get it. They're a trained professional. Sometimes it's hard for people to ask for help. Even us guys that are not trained professionals have trouble asking for help. So OBS is really simple to me. It really is simple to me. Over here, you have scenes and sources, your audio mixer, your scenes transition, and I got half of the controls knocked off, but your controls. That's the first thing to know. Once you bring it up, you have to have a scene. Within the scene, you have to have a source. And that's it. These right here, you don't really need to deal with too much. And I'll get back to those in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the drawing. So to create a scene, if you start OBS up for the first time, these will all be blank. This will be blank, this will be blank, this will have nothing in it, as well as this. So I'm going to go to the bottom. To add a scene, right here, you click on the plus sign and you name your scene. And we're just going to call this teaching tutorial. I think that's spelled right. If it's not, talk to Doug Betts about it. He'll point it out on one of his shows. And hit OK. So now I have my scene, but it says you don't have any sources. Click the plus button below or right click to add more. Okay, right click, add. And then you have all these choices: audio input, audio output, a browser, color source, display. You could read it, image, blah, 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 window capture. Let's do a, I don't know, I haven't done browser in a long time. Let's see how horrible bad this goes. Let's click on browser, and then it wants to create a new, and you can name your browser, and we're just going to call this Daily, Davinci OBS. We're going to click OK. That's going to bring up another box for you to go find your source. To go find your source, you need the URL right here. So I'm going to hope that this URL that I'm actually copying right now, I can paste in here by getting rid of that. Control V. And then you can mess with this if need be. I usually don't. Leave everything like it is. It's not a local file. So I'm done. I hit OK. And then it didn't show. Oh, there it shows up. Now I've got audio because now. Why do I have audio? Turn that off. I don't have audio. Turned off. No audio. I do have audio. Why do I have audio? Oh! No, it's not from Doug. Interesting. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. So then you have to resize this. The easiest way to resize something like this is to... I bet if I turn this down, that gets rid of the audio, but the problem is, no, didn't get rid of it. Interesting. Right click on it, come down here to transform, come down here to fit the screen, and it'll fit it to the screen. That's kind of horrible, like as in not, I'm signed out. I'm not signed out, I'm signed in. Oh, I'm signed out on this particular thing, so that's not a big deal. I'll go. The quality shows being 1080, but it surely is blurry up here. So probably a poor example. Now let's just say you realize at some point in time that's not what you want. Well, you just kill it, highlight it, go to the trash can. It's going to ask you if you're sure. Yes, you're sure, and it gets rid of it. And I figured that was going to be it. So you have to have a scene. You have to have a source, and your mixer pretty much is automatically set. It's okay to do your inputs and your outputs. I just don't mess with it. I find this works much more better for me. That's good English, by the way. Much more better. Scene transitions, there's like 2 of them in there, and you can add the same way. Here, so let's go. We have our scene and source. So let's add a source. And let's add an image. We're just going to, for today's purposes, keep it, well, we'll just add if you have something already, you can add an existing source right here. Click on that, click on that, click on your source you want. Let's go with, I can't remember what Arkansas is, so I don't want to bring in any bad. This is an OBS tutorial. Yes! One Fish 26. This is not your typical daily Davinci. And you put your existing source already in there. You can resize, go to transform, or you can grab the corner and bring it down and put it any size you want. By the same token, you can put it anywhere you want. Let's go right there. And you're supposed to be able to hit Alt and resize it at the same time, and it's only supposed to move the edge like that, which is basically cropping, in my very humbled opinion and thoughts. So you can do this. Now that one's not going to go up because that's the top. This one should go up because I believe I have a, yeah, see, anytime you see the dotted green line, you know that it's functioning. I don't have the dotted green line here. I do now. crazy. Because maybe I moved the other one. I don't know. So you can crop this down. It's pretty powerful. I mean, that's a function in Davinci Resolve, or yeah, Davinci Resolve as well. Again, this is OBS. So right click. I don't like that. Transform, fit the screen, and it puts it back to the screen with one exception. Because I changed it, it doesn't find it. Now, does Control Z, is Control Z our friend in OBS like it is everywhere else in the computer world? Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. It is. I love Control Z. I'm not sponsored by Control Z, as many of you might think that I am. I'm not. Then you get into the next part of this. It's basic. I mean, to me, it is very, very basic. You have your scenes right here, and you have your sources right here, and that's all you really need to worry about. This will come later when you hook up a microphone or you have a camera hooked up and you just watch the mixer. And I keep having to adjust mine. They say it's supposed to get in here in the yellow right in here. And I have to change mine on a daily basis, it seems, even though I don't make any changes to mine. It just seems that I do. So back to this for a little bit. So this is a lot like Photoshop. This is a lot like Davinci. This is layered. If I come in here and add a new source, and I want text, I'm going to use an existing one again, because I'm lazy this morning, and I'm going to use email, and I'm going to hit OK, and you'll notice it immediately puts it up in the upper left-hand corner on top, if I grab this, on top of whatever is in below it or in the background. If I grab the email and put it underneath, it goes away. It is still there. If I grab 18th time and put it underneath, then it's there. You come back to here and it's the same thing. You just grab one of those boxes, change your size, make it full screen or whatever, and then position it where you want. Bring this one out a little bit more, and there you go. You can rotate it by grabbing the circle right here. The only thing I haven't figured out, I don't think it's keyframeable to where you can animate it, but I don't think you really need to animate this. So now we've done that. Now we have two things. We can grab yet another one. And I don't know if I like it there or if I want it there. You can mess around with this and get it to your desired, heart's desired, or your audience's desired, or whatever. I created this background in Davinci and then added it in here. You can have a source switcher. Haven't messed with that. Although I have messed with that because I have in the tools, I have the advanced scene switcher, which works real fine. It works really good. It works off of macro, and we have macro number 1. And when I say we, literally this was a group effort putting it together. And when you hit run macro, it will run the macro, so I don't want to do that right now. Trying to think. So to recap, now if you don't want it, let's just say you don't want that showing up all the time, all you do is hit the eyeball right here and it goes away. It's still there, it just can't be seen. And anything you add will be on the top. For example, if I go over here to display capture, and since I don't know what my displays are anymore, thanks to you put it at the bottom, your finger's pointing to it. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a minute. I have found capture method does not work too well with automatic. Come over here, go to Windows 10 version 1903 and up, click on that, and it works just fine. Then the display will automatically pop up. This is on my monitoring display that I monitor YouTube on. Again, it looks horrible. That's not the one I want. I want to come over here I want one of these two. Oh, I got lucky because it's not identified. You just have to so if that wasn't the right one, then I'd come in here and I'd go, oh, I wanted this one. Nope, that's not the one I want. I wanted this one. And that is the one that I wanted. And then you simply hit OK. And for some reason, oh, because it's a display, it does go full screen. But we can solve that problem by doing this. So Jeff is saying put this at the bottom because my finger's pointing to it. Good point, good observation. That's why I have the Zoom homies, because they see things and suggest things that are not being observed by me, Mr. Observant. Just one of my many monikers that I have. So to recap, you have OBS. You can have many profiles too. I haven't been successful in creating a blank profile. I think I have 3. When you click on profiles up here, it's supposed to open up. It's not. Let me see if it'll open up. Oh, it doesn't open up on the other one. Lower thirds, I'm going to go ahead and just, right here, I'm going to kill that. I don't need it running. Well, maybe I'm not going to kill that. Doggone it. Imagine that. There we go. Yes. I closed the dockable window. Dockable windows are cool. If you want to show it again, use the docks menu on the menu bar. Docks menu, I believe, is, I got to remember where that's at. I think it's under docks. And then you go find the dock that you want. You can lock them. You can reset them. You can browse. Advanced lower thirds. I'm going to add lower thirds, and it puts it back to where it used to be. You can also grab this and put it where you want. So if I wanted to put it right there, now it's across the top. I don't really like it there because it's just really hard for me to use, because then I have to do that, and I don't like that. What I found works best for me is to put lower thirds, and this is really tricky sometimes, right there, because I still have a good screen to work with, and then I have the lower thirds that I can create and everything else. So today we're not dealing with lower thirds, so we're going to close that. I do want to work with, real quick, I want to look at profile. You can create a new, I have 4 now. I have Ken 2, OBS training and teaching. If I remember correctly, when I go to one of these other 2, it still has the same settings as this. I mean, this is several times I've done this. This isn't anything new by no means. Let's just see what happens if I go to OBS training. Cool. Once a broadcast has been created, live chat will approve here. Private broadcasts are not supported. So at some point in time, I had docked chat. I'm not sure why it's not showing. Nor am I going to take the time to go figure out why it's not showing. But you don't need to monitor. You can actually monitor your stream chat, your live chat right here. Pretty cool. Now this is the exact same thing as my original. I really need to do a new one. I might try that the next time I end up doing this, but for right now, we can deal with what we have. So I'm going to close this. Yeah, we know it's dockable and we got rid of it. We're going to close this, get the same message. I can click do not show again, but I like the reminder. So where was I going with this? Lower thirds a plugin. Yes, lower thirds is a plugin. I will, maybe on the next edition of Daily Davinci, not Daily Davinci, I'll show you where to grab the plugins. Wintermute will get, no doubt in my mind, where to get that. It's on OBS forums, I think. I don't remember. I've got such a great memory that it's just killing me. The scene 4, and this is the same thing. You just put your scenes in the order, and it's taken me a while to figure this out. You want to put your scenes in the order in which you want them to play. So the other day when I was wanting to fill in the blank space here, I took one thing, copied it 3 times, actually 4 times, and then spaced it out over here, and then I put, is this OBS or Davinci? Well, it's clearly OBS, as you can see. And then we'll get rid of that last one. Thank you, Tony. I guess. I don't know. I can't see, so I'll take your word for it. That's funny. So, scene number 4 is going to be the first thing to show. Oh, I think one fish is done. It'll show from the chat live stream if it's broadcast, and then go to the next one, the intro, and that's going to sit there and do its thing until I go to the next one. And then in here, whatever's on, and in at the top of the order here, that's what's going to show. In this case, it's intros to the homies. And then there should be a whole bunch more, but I'm not seeing them, and that's fine. I do see this as a little different because I'm not seeing Brian Lightfoot's introduction. Oh, that's technical issues. Then we go down to here. Then it's going to show, there's Brian Lightfoot's introduction. Now, this is kind of hard to read. I know what it is because I've done it. You can grab right here, and just like the other function in Windows, you can make these as short or as little as you want. I like to get them about right there. I don't change these at all. YouTube first place, we all know what that is. In the stream, we know what that is. And this is all, from here down, is all set up on a macro. I start it and it's done. So I'll go in here and start this and let it run for a few seconds, and then I start the macro and it takes over. Okay, let's wrap this up. We've got about 3 minutes to go. So go back to here. If you schedule a stream, you want to click on Start Streaming. If you want to record it at the same time, you click on Start Recording. You can stream and record at the same time. You can use a virtual camera, and I've done that a couple times with Alex Cheek's help. It's got specific uses. I just don't really use it. Your studio mode, and I probably should have went into settings first and showed you how to set this up and how I have it set up. Now this is interesting that it's the theme set to the Yami default. I've never noticed that before. Oh, okay, I get that. Your stream, your service, and you can connect your account, which I highly recommend. The output, we'll get into that all later. I just wanted to show, once you get it installed and up and running, how to make it work for you. When you hit Start Stream, you need to set a broadcast up before you can start streaming. Well, if I had one set up, then I would click right here. It says Manage Broadcast. Then go into Select Existing. This is the one that's currently running, so I don't want to... I actually did stop it, it looks like, although it looks like it didn't. So anyway, I hear the train clock doing its thing, which means I've been about a half hour. Hopefully this helps out. Hopefully this gives the said person that reached out in a roundabout way through Oregon and South Dakota and Wyoming and Idaho and however many ways around the barn you want to put it. It's pretty simple. I've been using OBS from day one of my streaming career because when I did a YouTube search, that's the first one that popped up, and that's the one I stuck with. You can stream from YouTube itself. You can stream from StreamYard itself. You just don't get all the ability to have these fancy dancy. There we go. That's what I've been expecting. I've been wondering when the mirror was going to happen. 18 Kens. Now, why is 18 Kens not showing up? That's interesting. That should be because this is going to show up. 18 Kens is exactly what it says it is. Although it shows it's Davinci. Does Doug show up? Of course Doug shows up. Oh. Do I have to have this active? No. That did not activate. Even though it shows that this is active, that did not activate. I kind of run into this issue now and then. Shows that it's active. Turn this one on. There's supposed to be 18 instances of me in here. Off, on, deactivate, activate. It's not coming on. No big deal. So let's go back down to here. Let's wrap this up. This is how important this is. strictly for training. So you can get rid of everything. Do that. Delete. Gets rid of it. I don't want to do that. Or you can come over here to your scene that you're on and delete, I'm sure. And it goes away. It's like it never happened. Thank you, everyone. Tonight will be 10:30-ish. Mrs. K is working 2 jobs, so I'll be here as quickly as I can. I'll set it up for 10:35, and that way if I'm here at 10:35, I'm not late. After I end this, I'm going to go figure out what's up with this. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and hit start recording, so I'll have it recorded so I can broadcast how I fixed it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you tonight. It might be a golf video later. Who knows? Can't predict